Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. Jarom Jordan, Jason Shepard on this December 11th. Let's welcome in a former, not only football star at BYU, but he played basketball as well. That's what Kaufusis do. He is Bronson Kaufusi. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh, doing good.
Do you still play basketball? You ever play pickup still?
Of course.
You can play that a little easier than football at, post BYU, right?
Yeah, just not as much jumping. Not as much jumping, just shooting.
Just threes at this point? What are we doing?
Sometimes I get brave and go in there.
Yeah. I can't even imagine somebody. Bronson and I actually were having this conversation when we recorded Deep Blue, the radio version. Like, I can't even imagine somebody seeing Bronson come into the paint. Like, your eyes probably just get gigantic.
There's only one person I can think of. It's Corbin. Going, yeah, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You and Corbin one-on-one recently?
Not recently. But there's always a reigning 21 champion. Because we play 21 all the time.
Who is it right now?
He's right here.
He wouldn't have brought that up.
He is him, yeah. Okay, so BYU goes up to Utah, and unfortunately the first loss of the season happens. What are your takeaways from that game?
I really feel like, the way that we lost, I still feel like, I don't feel bad, but I feel like, oh, we just had an off night shooting. And just imagine if we were just even hitting our numbers that we normally hit. Like, I think we were 20-something% beyond the arc, and it's like, oh, okay, we just bumped that up to where we were.
Hit 2 or 3 more?
Yeah, we would have been fine. And but you have to, what I liked about it though is how it gave the team opportunity to fight back and be down and have to claw their way back, because every team has to experience that. And so even though we lost, they were able to experience, this is what we have to do.
So take me through, because you've done it on the football side and the basketball side. When a team gets down, what's happening internally with the team when you're saying, all right, we're down big, let's try and chip away? Like, take me through what that's like and how you do that, how you stay in the right frame of mind to make comebacks.
I feel like in basketball especially, you have to really focus on the dirty work of basketball. So you focus a lot more on the 50-50 ball. You focus a lot more on offensive rebounds, on steals, on anything that gets the ball into your hands more. And the scoring, it's interesting. I feel like the scoring just starts to come. But it's coming because you've created momentum off of all the hard stuff over here. And so I feel like it's very different in a sense than football. When you have to come back in football, just because it's so up and down with basketball. And so you can change momentum faster, I feel like, in basketball.
And we saw that in women's soccer as well, where it's like, hey, you can score a couple of goals quickly here.
Yeah.
You can get them on their heels. Okay, so BYU's 8-1 through 9. And if you had to lose one in the first 9, that one hurts. But beating San Diego State, probably better to win that game and kind of get in the national conscience a little bit than winning at Utah, though if you just value the rivalry, you want that game. But BYU's sitting pretty right now. They got 4 home games against teams they should beat at home. We'll see. You got to win those games, of course. But if BYU does that, they're 12-1 in non-con. Like, this is ahead of schedule where BYU is right now. How you feeling about this group and maybe adjusted expectations based on better performance so far?
Yeah, I really like this group. I like the way they play together. As I watch the games, you're seeing multiple guys score. And I like how they're able to really play off each other. It's nice to see them all, they have their roles, but all of them are about doing the hard stuff. They all rebound. They all play defense. They all talk on defense. They all, none of them are just, oh, I'm just a shooter and I'm not going to go play defense. Or I'm just a shooter, I'm not going to go in there and rebound. Yep. It's like, oh no, they all can do it. And I love the culture of this team. Like, this culture and the chemistry that's going on right now, I really like it. And I feel like as we move forward now through, the rest of the non-conference games and into the conference, I'm excited because, where else would you want to be than sitting where we're at, going into a really hard conference schedule with huge opportunity because if we win some of those games, wow, it's going to be a lot of fun.
You could be a little below 500 and be in a great spot. Like no one frowns upon the 8-10 Big 12 team, or they say, oh, actually you're a single-digit seed because you had so many good wins.
Yeah.
So this team is, by most people's accounts, ahead of schedule, like we were mentioning before. And it's fun to watch. It's been a fun season to start out because of not only just the wins, but to your point, the style of play and the way they move the ball. It's a fun brand of basketball. What do you think has been the biggest difference from last year to this year? Why do you think they have been able to come out and start the season as well as they have?
That's a good question. And, for me, I kind of look at it from the player side of, man, there's just a lot more chemistry there, a lot more trust.
And they've talked about that.
Yeah,
There is a significantly high chemistry on this team. They've all talked about that, and that's, you know how important that is.
Is that time spent, like retaining the core, and then they had a foreign trip, which always helps and all that?
Yeah, I would say it's all the stuff. It's nice to retain the core, and then what the core does away from the court and away from the locker room really matters. And so if you're spending time with each other, going on those trips, doing fun things, and what happens is what you do off the court follows you on the court. So if you have a lot of team chemistry off the court, it's going to transfer. And so I love watching that, actually, because it's a real thing, and that's why you see a lot of like the best teams. I mean, they're like family off the court. They're together a lot. They're always doing things together, and they're able to, that trust is real. So, yeah.
It's awesome. Okay, let's ask you a couple of football questions. What are your biggest transfer portal priorities in terms of position groups that need to be addressed this offseason for BYU football?
This transfer portal, this one specifically is going to be probably the wildest that we've seen across all college football. Why? Because the players are a little settled in to, I can make money now, and I can use leverage, and I can do and so, which I'm excited about. I love that, and they should. And I think specifically with BYU, we're going to be bringing some guys here, 100%, just like everyone else. And so I'm looking forward to bringing in some added playmakers that can really, like, they come in and they're really good at what they do, and they immediately make impact.
What position groups are you thinking?
I want to see, for me personally, I feel like, okay, if we could get like a really good tight end that could come in, win a lot of one-on-ones, like that we can go to all the time, that would be awesome. And just to add to the talent that we already have, we have talent on the D-line, but I want to see some more pass rushers, because it's really nice when you can rotate pass rushers, because they get tired, especially if they're playing all four. I know, right? I know, right? They get, like, I remember, you're out there in 2 minutes and you're rushing hard, and then you're dead, but you're not going to come off, because if I go off, the person behind me, there's no, like, it's going to be a big drop off. So I want to, if there's guys that you can rotate on the defensive front, that'll make a huge difference. Especially, from this last year where, we wanted to have, more sacks, more pressures on the quarterback, and I feel like that's something that we
didn't really happen at the level we were hoping for, I think, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I can
address that in year two.
Yeah, that in year two, just by adding some more, just some more talent and more players that can make immediate impact.
The coaching staff still has 2 vacancies that they have not filled as of yet: offensive line coach and tight end coach. We're
talking the former Packers tight end, Bronson Kaufusi,
yes,
by the way.
Yes. So not talking specific names, but in terms of the type of coaches that you would like to see, what are the traits that you would like to see when BYU makes those hires?
You know what? There's a lot of important traits when it comes to coaches, but for me, this is something that no one will really be able to tell unless you talk to like the coach's former players. But are they a good teacher? The greatest coaches are the best teachers. And so for me, that's what I would want to have, is someone who is a great teacher, has great experience, but also has a proven track record of being able to coach players, take them from where they're at right here and get them right here. because that's something I feel like especially here at BYU, I mean, coaches come in and they have to be able to increase, they have to be at a very high level of their coaching, because they got to take guys and bring them, and just bring them along. And I think it's super valuable when you have a coach that's done that before. Like, they can come in and coach a player, and oh man, that's the guy that we want.
Okay, let's see what BYU gets. You still look like, one, you could play, and two, you don't look like you've aged a day from when you played at BYU. And it's been like almost a decade, it feels like, 10 years. Something.
Yeah, like 8 years.
8 years.
You still look like 22, 23.
I know, you still look young, so congrats on that, and say hi to the fam for us.
I will.
Thanks for
Appreciate you
coming on,
guys.
bro.
Yeah.